Hello, hello everyone. It's such a delight to be back in the studio today. We've been on our trip and we've had our Easter and everything, and so I haven't been doing any recording for a while. Those of course are pre-recorded, and so it's just wonderful to be back here today, being able to chat with everybody. We have a lot to catch up on, so I'm excited. If you're new here, my name is Marcy, and I'd like to welcome you to my craft room. Thank you for joining me today. Today's project is going to piggyback a little bit off of the one that we did a few weeks ago where I stamped on strips and I used words and phrases to make really cute labels. Well, today I'm going to make actual label stamps, and I have a couple of main sets in mind that I'm wanting to use. The first one is this one called Label Frames, and it's a Stampers Anonymous. I have to say, I think I ordered this off of Amazon, and it comes from England, so it wasn't really in the US, and I don't remember now how much I paid for it, but I believe it was Tracy Fox that I saw using this, and so the name is Label Frames, and that's the number there. So be forewarned that it does come from the UK. This set was one that I had ordered prior to that. This was recommended by Stephanie over at Coffee Paper Scissors. It's by Elizabeth Craft Designs, also based in the UK, but I don't think this one was shipped from there. And it is just called Retro Labels, and it's CS133. This was something like 10 bucks. I don't remember this one. And then the other one that I kind of had in mind was this one by Hampton Arts. I bought it at Hobby Lobby, and I believe that was just last year sometime, so you could probably still find it there. It doesn't really have an order number. It was $9.99 by Hampton Arts, and that's the barcode. Doesn't really have a name. But anyway, I think this one is a really fun one to use. So those are the three main ones I'm going to use. And then I just have a variety of stamps that I've either had in my collection for a very long time or that I recently found at the thrift stores. So, just going to go to town and play. So what am I going to be stamping on? I'm going to be stamping on a variety of scraps and papers. Of course, got to have our Hebrew, definitely. And then just making really pretty labels with a variety of book pages. Probably, if you've been watching for any length of time, other channels, you've probably seen something very similar done. It's just that I need some for my stash. So if you haven't seen this, great. It'll be new to you, but if you have seen it, you probably know a little bit what to expect. But every time you do this project, it always comes out differently because the papers are different, the stamps are different, and it's just a lot of fun. So there's always that element of surprise. Really a fun project. Let's dive into this, and then when we come back, I can start sharing with you about our holiday, our Easter, our vacation, and all of the other fun stuff that I've been doing for the last couple weeks. So what kind of inks am I using today? I'm going to stick with some basic colors for labels. This one is more of a mossy green rather than the library green, but I've got the black, brown, red, blue, and this really pretty purple. These are all by VersaFine, and this is the old style of packaging, so as you know, they look a little bit different now, and some of the colors are named a little bit differently, but if you look up VersaFine ink, you can find that, and I also have my links below. I'll have links to either the same or very similar, and then I have my little scrubber thing here for cleaning off my stamps with. As you know, I don't like to put my stamps away dirty. So let's practice on a few of these scraps that I have here. Partly because these two sets have not been used yet, and they may require a little bit of seasoning. You know, you have to use the stamps a few times to kind of get them seasoned, and that way if I mess something up, oh, I have this one too, that's pretty. If I mess something up, it won't matter because these are just scraps. Let's see. I love using fly leaves of books because the weight of the paper and just the natural aging make it really nice when you get the finished product. They just look really cool that way. Okay, so let's start with this one, the one by Elizabeth Craft Designs, the retro labels. This is a nice affordable option, and I also like the sizes of these. They seem like regular everyday label sizes that you'd want to use. I also have a variety of acrylic blocks over here. I guess I should take off the back and just let these sit on the front. I'm going to take a second and open both of these so the crackle doesn't drive you nuts. So in looking at these, I feel like this long shape, maybe this bigger rectangle here, probably this one, I'm going to turn these over, and this one are some of the sizes that I would probably use the most often. So let's start with them. So how was everybody's Easter? What did you do? And I know some of you were celebrating Easter and then going on your own vacations and things. So if you're on vacation, I hope you're having fun. And if you're back, let us know how it was. Okay, let's start with the basic black. Why not? So I'm just going to do a few. Kind of get these. I should actually just stamp on the back first because, oh, see how much nicer that is? Then once the ink gets going, then I should stamp on the side I actually want. All right, so our Easter was a little bit different again. It was very low key. We had just gotten back from our trip. So we left on the 25th and went on our trip over to Vancouver to visit our children for a week, my son-in-law and my daughter. And that was a lot of fun. We just had a really good time. And do you remember me saying that I would love to go tour the Bible Project? Well, my wonderful daughter got it all set up, and we did. We scheduled a trip. So it's in downtown Portland. It's headquartered in a building that is actually owned by a church. And they have one floor of this building. And it's just really interesting to see the entire operation, you know, just how smooth the operation is, how everything fits together. And we got to go through and see the animation and that process, and then how they film the backgrounds, and then how they layer the different parts over it. I don't feel like that's dry. I'm going to move this closer to me too, because it's really awkward to reach over there in front of the camera. Sorry. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to be set up when I started this, so now I know. Anyway, so it's just really neat to see the whole process. And of course, the Bible Project was started by John Collins. He invited his friend and Bible scholar, Dr. Timothy Mackey, in to help him, because what he wanted to do was make videos that explained the Bible to everyday folks. And he is more into the animation piece of that. I don't think I want this one. I wanted the smaller one. John is kind of more the artistic side, and then Tim is the education piece of that. And so together they started the Bible Project. And they have podcasts that you can listen to, podcast episodes. You can listen to them actually through YouTube, so I'll link that below. And then they have very short episodes on a variety of topics, and they're always adding to things. So just really neat to actually meet an animator and to see the back side of everything as you go through. It's kind of cute. A lot of these guys are like really nerdy because they're animators and techie guys, and they're all, you know, youngish. And by youngish, I mean like in their 30s and 40s maybe. But they have all of their toys, their nerd toys, like Lego assemblies of the Starship Galactica or whatever. Anyway, it was space, like Star Wars and Star Trek kind of things, or like Dungeons and Dragons figurines that are their favorites, or those kinds of things. It's just funny because there's definitely a nerdy aspect to to these guys and to their personalities, but man, they produce some really terrific and amazing artwork. I'm trying to figure out which way is up because I honestly don't remember. So everybody's cubicle is personalized for them, and it's they've translated into lots of different languages and things. And then when we got there, we actually went through, it wasn't just the four of us, so Sam didn't go, just Katie. Sam and Katie have actually been before, but my other daughter Camille and Tom and I and Katie, we went. And when we got there, there were some other people that were also had called that day and asked if they could come through, so we were all lumped together. So there were probably about 9 of us in our group. So we also got to see the recording studio and where they do their recording from, and then they have like a little area that has like study cubicles like you would find in a library. So they're completely insulated, and they're big enough for 1 or 2 people, and then people can go in there to do research for their topic that they're trying to find out about, or work on their techie stuff that they're working on. Translation, a lot of their work gets outsourced because they now have quite a number of languages. So got to see their YouTube button, which I believe you get for 100,000 subscribers. But then also they have them now for not just the English, but also for Spanish. And there was another one that they've already gotten their silver button, and I don't remember which language that was. But anyway, really fascinating, truly fascinating stuff. So really, really good. It's just nice to be able to see that. And again, my brother has an interest in that as well, because he's contributed to some of the learning and the topics and information, because he and Tim Mackey knew each other from school. So anyway, really cool. But that wasn't the only thing we did. We the first day when we got there, so we got there like around 3:30 Portland time, and Camille wanted a desk. So she needs a desk for her study space at home, and she's never really had an adequate one. And so we decided to go to IKEA to look for desks, because in the grand scheme of things, they have the biggest selection and the best prices of just about anybody out there. So that was a good decision. So we went to IKEA and wandered around, and I think Camille had said she'd never been to IKEA before that, and I really thought she'd been there once before with all of us, but she says no. So we're gonna believe her. So got my steps in that day, even though we'd been sitting in the car. We had a nice walk around IKEA, and we got her a desk, and we told her we'd help her pay for it because she was going to ask for it for her birthday. And I was like, well, let's just call this an early birthday present, because you're not going to find anything like this back in Boise. We just don't have that many options, and this really is a great place to look for those kinds of things. So she got her birthday present already, even though her birthday is not till the end of May. Let's see, that thing was sliding off. So anyway, I think I want a different color, but I don't know what color I do want. I think I want brown. Yeah, so we did that, and then I said, well, if you're gonna get a desk, you also need a very comfortable chair. So the chair that I use here in my craft room also came from IKEA, and I got it because Katie uses the same style for her job where she works from home. So it's the Flynn tan style without the arms. So I just told Camille, go ahead and get the chair, try it out, because here we are, try them all out, and then we'll get you the desk and the chair, and we'll help you haul it home. So then in the middle of all of that, we decided that we would also, since they were having apparently a special or a clear out of that color of the desk, we got a white one. And so it was reduced in price, and then that also meant it was low in availability. So we ended up extending our stay. We were gonna leave on Saturday, and we wound up coming back on Sunday instead, because we decided to have, in order to get the availability, that we would just order it online, and then we discovered they would deliver it right across the river to Vancouver for a fee, and then that just seemed like the best way to do it. So we knew that we would get the desk that she wanted and the chair, and then have it all delivered, and then we could just load it in the van and bring it back. So it ended up that they didn't deliver it until like 3 o'clock on Saturday. The delivery window was anytime Thursday through Saturday, and we were really hoping that they would be dropping it off, you know, more like Thursday or Friday, but they didn't drop it off till Saturday, so that's okay. So now she's got her desk and her chair, and it'll help her back while she studies. And we toured some restaurants. There's a place over there called Killer Burger. That was really good. We went there last time when we were there in October too, and they really do have a really delicious burger. Amazing. And then we also one night went to a place called Fire on the Mountain, because it has wings. And then they also do more than wings. They do pizzas with like wing flavors, and then they do salads and all kinds of stuff. So that was fun. We got, let's see, where else did we go? Did we try out any other restaurants? I don't remember. Anyway, and then Sunday, the day after we arrived, we had cousins and everybody over. Tom has quite a lot of cousins that live in that area, so when we go, we always try to get together with them. So Sunday we did lunch with the cousins, and that was fun. And then we, so Sunday was lunch with the cousins, and then Monday, what did I do on Monday? We went down to the outlet mall down in Woodburn, because I needed tennis shoes and stuff. We're going on our cruise in Alaska, and I need like tennis shoes I can go tromping around in. Mine are old and not in very good shape anymore. And I was also kind of looking for a mid-weight jacket. I did not find that, but it's a good place to look if you're looking for clothes. We don't really have great shopping here. I think I've already mentioned that. And then the outlets, you know, we don't really have an outlet mall here either. We did for a little while, but it went bust, unfortunately. So that was too bad. But so I just decided we're gonna go shopping when we go over there. We'll just shop for clothes when we go to Portland from now on, because too hard to find them here, you know. I'm trying to do all of the interesting shapes first and stamp those first, because the basic shapes I'm gonna wanna do in different colors. So I'm gonna wanna use quite a lot of them, one after the other. You know, I'm gonna wanna use the same stamp over and over in different colors. So that was my thought on that. I really like this one. I'm gonna have a really fun time ahead of me cutting all of these out, she said with sarcasm in her voice. Let's see, so we did Woodburn on Monday, did a lot of shopping, and every night, most nights, Katie cooked, and they've been eating kind of a vegetarian diet, mainly because meat and eggs are so stinking expensive right now. So she made us some really good stuff. She did one night like spicy, they weren't super spicy, but it's a lot of her recipes come from the website Pinch of Yum, and she does have really good recipes. I like her stuff as well. And what else did we have? We had a vegetarian shepherd's pie. Only Katie put in more peas than her mother really likes to have, but you know, that's neither here nor there. That's personal preference. And that was really good. And then we had, what else did we have? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. She kept us fed. She kept us happy. She kept us busy and happy. She took the week off, so that was nice, because her job is remote, so she can take as many days off as she needs, or what have you. And she works from home, and we did some yard work too. Yes, we We were enlisted to help with cleaning the garage, so that was Thursday, and yard work. And then that night, Sam's sister and her husband came over because they also live over there. And they were going to play games, but by the time we got done just hanging out and eating dinner and everything, then we took the dogs. So they have a dog, Sam and Katie have a little miniature dachshund, and then we have Chloe. And so we went over to the elementary school right behind their house and played, and the dogs ran and just had a fun time, and we played on the swings. And then Sam has a little nephew who's 3 years old now, so Ezra had fun playing and all of the adults paying attention to him. He thought that was pretty cool. He did not mind that one bit. So we spent a good hour over there just hanging out and letting the dogs run and swinging on the swings and playing on the equipment. It was fun. And I planted an herb garden, a small one for her because I love herbs. Growing herbs is wonderful. Gives you a marvelous sense of accomplishment because they're really hard to kill. Like, you can pretty much grow them anywhere. And so I planted her some rosemary, some thyme, some parsley. What was the other one? Rosemary, thyme, parsley. What am I forgetting? It's in my yard. Oregano. Yep, oregano. So she's got those going now, and they have one side of their house has kind of these raised beds because the house is built on a hill, so the back half goes down, but there's no daylight basement or anything. The house is just one single level, but then under there they have some storage. But the yard goes down, and so along the side of the house they have these, on one side they have raised up the beds and filled them. So I was like, this is the perfect place for an herb garden because it faces south and they'll get the heat. They'll get the heat from the southern exposure, and they'll love that even when it's yucky out. You know, it should be good for them, and they'll get plenty of rain, and her rosemary won't die back like mine does. Mine dies in the winter if it's really cold and snowy because it's a Mediterranean herb. The parsley and the thyme winter over. The rosemary and basil usually have to be replanted. The oregano is pretty hardy as well, so that's a good one. And did some thrifting, went out and looked at some, there's another town nearby called Battleground. So we went over there and went to some of, they have a section of antique stores and antique and vintage, and went through those on one afternoon. So yeah, we just stayed pretty busy. It was lots of fun. Let's see, this one has some space on it. So we came back then on Sunday, which was Palm Sunday, and we've had a pretty quiet week. And then while we were there, Sam got the news that he had an aunt who wasn't doing very well. She had just been diagnosed with kidney cancer on her kidneys. And that was Wednesday while we were there, and we got back, and on Monday they called us and said Aunt Bobby passed away today. And so then they had to come this way to attend his aunt's service on Saturday. So we wound up, they didn't stay with us though. They stayed with Sam's folks who have moved back to this area. They were there for 9 years, and now they're back. They moved back this way. Long, complicated story. But anyway, so they stayed with them, but we dog sat Baron. And they were only here Friday, Saturday, and went back on Sunday. So they spent Easter Sunday on the road. And we just, our other kids, Camille and Jonathan, were just feeling overwhelmed because they had church stuff going on. And I don't think that one's going to fit. And they just needed, you know, it's a busy day. Easter's a busy day when you're involved in church activities and everything else. It's exhausting. And then they have their dog, and then you're trying to go between two families or whatever. So we just agreed we would not worry about Easter. I think I'm gonna have to just start telling them that, or recommend that they start rotating the holidays just to keep it easy on them, because we don't even have grandkids yet. When we get grandkids in the mix, that's gonna be another whole thing. So we didn't have Camille and Jonathan here. for Easter. Just had my mom, so we had a little quick dinner in the evening, and Katie and Sam had come Easter morning, and I had a really bad bellyache. I've had a bad bellyache for over a week, and I think it was because I had been on an antibiotic, and it started Monday right after we got back. It's been kind of off and on, and I think it's related to that antibiotic. It's finally feeling better, but I didn't go to church on Sunday, so I missed Easter Sunday completely, unfortunately. We've had kind of a crappy run on Easter celebrations the last few years. Oh, and then Friday, this last Friday, Good Friday, since Katie and Sam had to come over unexpectedly, they had, Camille couldn't come, but Jonathan came over, and we had dinner. We had French dip and dessert, and we had my niece and her husband come over, so Katie got to see the cousins while she was here very briefly. But yeah, really busy. So now it is Tuesday, and I have a video to get out. So yeah, I've used up all my stash of the ones I pre-recorded for you. So time to get back at it, which is fine. I missed you. So if you haven't told me already, tell me down below what you did for your Easter and how you spent your time. I would love to know, what did you do or not do? And yeah, fill me in on what you guys have been doing for the last couple of weeks. It was really hard when I was doing the recording too, because I was running out of things to talk about, because I recorded them all kind of around the same time, so there's only so much you can talk about when you're when you don't have that much going on in a 24-hour or 36-hour period. Let's see, I like this purple color. Oops. Well, that wasn't what I wanted. I'm just trying to fill in these gaps here, because every little bit of wasted space is wasted space. I'm not doing a very good job. So let's these are pretty much all full anyway. So let's do some of these now. So now I'm trying to figure out, what else do I need to catch you up on? What else do I need to tell you? I don't know. Like, I'm all talked out now. Sorry, that's it. Done. Bye. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm gonna do that one on there. Let's see. Let's get. I think I wanna. I'm going with this purple because I think it looks cool, but I want it to have some papers that it'll actually show up on. Now this one came out of that map book I have that I bought a few weeks ago. I showed you in the last haul. It's slightly slick, but not bad. It's mostly a matte finish, but there's a little bit of gloss to it. So let's see how it does. And I also picked these VersaFine because I think they'll dry faster than the archival ink. But I could be wrong. I could have that backward. Oh, this is the pigment. Okay, these will take longer to dry. I should have done the archival. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see, I like how it looks when you just have a little piece that you highlight with the stamp to make the label, like that right there. It just creates these little vignettes, okay? And it looks even better when you stamp straight. So, opportunity wasted. Let's see if I can get... I do like the purple ink, though. I hardly ever use this purple, but I do love the color. Let's do... Make sure we're going straight. Let's do that. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, I'm gonna wash and dry. Let's do one of these bigger ones. few extra things. Oh, I finally got most of my die cutting done. That was fun. Let's work with, oh, that is gonna be wet. Okay. You know what? Before I go any further, I'm gonna go grab the other ink pads because they're just right over on the other table. Except I have to keep this one out because I don't have an archival black. So hopefully these will, and this one's not open, although I just used the purple, so maybe it won't matter. Yeah, let's try this. This one is Coffee by Ranger Archival Ink. Let's try that. See what different kinds of looks we get. Yeah, that should dry faster. How much time do I have? All I've been doing is talking and not paying attention to the clock or not trying different textures. So let's try the tissue paper. Once again, guilty of over anticipating what I can do. I like the look of the tissue paper ones because they're just so lightweight. They when you put them on the page, they just kind of melt into the background. So those are kind of cool. Let's catch some of that leaf right there. Like I said, I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to cut these out. One thing about packing for the cruise is since we don't have to take an airplane to get there, we're going to just drive over to Vancouver, meet our kids, and it embarks from Seattle. So we're going to pick them up, and then we're all going to drive up to Seattle to catch the cruise. But that means I can pack whatever I want. It won't be like subject to airline rules, which means I could theoretically, if I were so inclined, take a lot of stuff to fussy cut. But as I do not anticipate really taking the time to do that while I'm there, I don't know that I will. Okay, I'm going to switch over. This one is sepia. Boy, I keep dropping stuff. I put lotion on, but I don't think it helped. Let's see, let's do that one and that one. And I want this stationery, this one with the stationery, I'd like some labels in that. I had stamped on the back with a hummingbird, unfortunately. But let's see if I can get a nice, pretty big label here. And sepia. Oh, didn't come all the way out. Forgot my guideline of stamping on another piece of paper first. Let's just do it on the back of this, just to break it in a bit. I don't want it to bleed through, but it's not. That's better. Okay. Let's try this one with all the pretty leaves right below it. There we go. That's cool. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's cool. I think maybe I do want smaller sizes rather than bigger sizes. Let's try that. It's not very bold, is it? gonna try the square one. I'm gonna have to stamp off again on a scrap. Find a scrap. I don't have any. Oh, here. Did I want to save that? No, I didn't. Okay. Before I go stamping all over it. So I was just seasoning the stamp by using it a few times before I make my first serious impression, because these haven't been used at all. Okay. Want to highlight. I hope my head doesn't get in the way, but I think I want that right there. Oh, ran into the other guy. Darn it. I'm not doing a very good job, I have to say. Sorry. We're all learning together. Yeah, I was able to get a lot of the die cutting done. I do a little session, do a little bit at a time, and then do another little bit at a time, and eventually got through most of it. I still have a little bit left to do. But for the most part, it's all done. Let's the smaller one. I just had the smaller one. Okay, let's go smaller than that. Let's go with this one. It's kind of a big block for that, but that's okay. And here's black. Better put that on. Oh, and seasoning the stamp. Oh, that one's like doing okay. Okay. I want, can I fit one in there? Carefully, just barely. There we go. And I think I would like one like maybe right in this blank space. Number 5. Numbers are cool. It's fun to have just like little bits of this and that. And okay, that one's kind of done for now. Let's try this one. Hopefully the ink is drying. So the hubby's gonna be doing some business, like field trips during the day. Actually, I want this one. So that's gonna be fun. He's gonna be out of the house like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So when I get done here, I mean, he's not gone overnight, he's just gone for the day. But when I get done here, I have to go help him get his rental car, and thankfully he didn't rent one from clear out at the airport this time. So we are very happy about that. Ah, that looks nice. Let's do that one. And that one. Nice. And then I want to switch this one over to black, which I can go brown to black without it being a problem, but you can't go the other way, because then the black leaves a mark on the brown. So see that? I got the little bit of a fern pattern in there. Okay, there's that one for now. And who else do I need to fill in? I needed a small one right there, like right here. Let's see, oh, we want this. So don't be afraid to like switch it up and play around with all of your inks and your backgrounds and different things like that, because depending on what you're stamping on, you get a variety of looks. Let's put that there. Will you fit? Nope. You probably will. So yeah, I'll have the links for these below where I found these, and also something I've completely forgotten because it just left my brain as soon as I tried to say it. What? I don't know. have the links for these products below. Oh, also, if you're finding value, then please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, so we can see how many of you are out there. Very cool. I think I'm going to do a little bit bigger label here. Ugh. I'm going to have to stop here in a sec and cut a couple of them out for you so you can see how they look. But I want to do this one other size. And I want to do this color right there because I think that'd be really pretty. But the question is, what color should I do it in? Should I do it in black or should I do it in, oh, let's do it in coffee. And once again, practicing on the back side. This one hasn't gotten used yet. There's that one I was practicing on. Oh, that looks better already. See, it's only taken them a couple of times to get stamped before the ink really takes. That's nice. Okay. So, let's do some on here. Sticking. So I may end up having to go over some of these with my heat tool to dry them a little bit better because these are still wet. These other ones aren't because these were with the archival ink. But this one with the VersaFine ink is still wet. That's a bummer. So that's just something to be aware of. So if it's a pigment ink, it does stay wetter longer so that you can emboss with it or whatever, so it will smear. You just need to be cognizant of that so that you're not horribly surprised by smearing an image that you really wanted and you can't, can't duplicate. That looks cool, doesn't it? These have just the teensiest bit of bevel around the edges. I guess some are more square and some are beveled, so around the edges here. That's kind of cool. That was a little close. A little too close for comfort. That's going to make some really cool looking labels, isn't it? With all that prettiness in the background. Let's do another one on here. This one says love. I guess I could actually, I'm ignoring this over here, but I could actually stamp on that. That would look cool, wouldn't it? Oops, that slid. Did you see that? Did you see that slide? I don't want you to slide. There we go. That looks nice. And then let's try the tissue paper. So this is just coffee dyed. It's either not tissue paper, it's tracing paper, or it could potentially be typing paper, but I think it's tracing paper. Yeah, that looks nice. And it's got all kinds of smeary goodness on it. It probably got stuck at the bottom of a pile. I don't know how it got that circle on there, but that looks cool, doesn't it? When I coffee dye outside, I tend to do a huge batch all at once, and then I, let's see, I want to make sure I'm done with this before I go to black. Am I done with this? Yes, I am. I do a huge batch of all kinds of papers, but then I also kind of pile them up on the table to dry, and then I go through and rotate them when it's really hot in the summertime. So this got stuck underneath something, or maybe I set sometimes I use a spray bottle with coffee solution in it, and sometimes I use like a paintbrush and I dip it, and sometimes I just dip the pages in a pan and let them go through. Just kind of depends on how, how I feel, how fast I want to go, and then also you get different effects with different techniques. That's cool. I like all of these. Probably going to do them all in this size too, because I think this is going to be a size that I'm going to use a lot. We'll find out, won't we? So this will be nice to have. If I wasn't going to be editing this video tonight, I would be cutting some of these out. So let me wipe off my stamp really quick. Washy, washy, dry, dry. And put it back like a big girl. And then we'll cut a couple out so you can see how they turned out. I think my little Tim Holtz scissors were taken like a month ago to my scrapbook night, and then I just never got them back out. That must be what happened. They're still in the bag with the other stuff. I'm gonna miss my next 2 craft nights because this month's is on our anniversary, so we should go do something. I mean, we really should. Oh, that was one of the other things we did. We went to a movie. We went and saw Jesus Revolution while we were in Vancouver, and that was better than I expected it to be, truthfully. It was really, really good. Anyway, I'm also going to miss the other craft night because we'll be on our cruise. So I'm going to miss 2 in a row, and then it'll be June, and then we're going to take a break in July, and by the end of the year, I'm going to just assess how it's going because I'm kind of getting 4 or 5 people at a time. We've worked out whether or not they need reminders to announce it for me, and they do, so now I don't have to feel bad about it. And yeah, so I've got that announced for this time, and then I'll have somebody to have to find people to let the group in or not while I'm not there. But yeah, okay, so back to Jesus Revolution. That was really good. I know it has Kelsey Grammer in it, and he's professing to be a person of faith. I don't know. I mean, I can't say he's not, but I don't know. I just saw a thing by him on Instagram, and then all these people saying things, so I don't know. You don't listen to gossip. You only go straight to the source and get the true story. I always never listen to gossip, but I hope it's true. I think that'd be great. Anyway, he did an amazing job, as did, if any of you are watching the Chosen series, Jonathan Rumi, he plays Jesus in that. And the Chosen has their own app, so if you're interested, just go to the App Store and look for The Chosen, and you can find it. I am going to save these little itty bitty bits, which normally I wouldn't, but because they're transparent, you can use them kind of like to give a look of tape, like you've taped things down. So that's always really fun. Okay, these are pretty dry. So we'll cut out 1 or 2 of these and see how they look. Yeah, I'm using the big scissors, so it's a little awkward. Not as much control, but I really have no idea where the Tim Holtz scissors are. There's that one. And let's see, is purple dry? The purple is still wet, but so we will very carefully cut it out so we can get an idea of how they look. These are the main shapes I was really wanting to use, were these label shapes and these 2 sets. So definitely have got a good start, and that could be like whatever I do on my next craft night. I'm trying to pick easy projects because it's hard for me to craft and talk, as you all know. So it's hard for me to kind of put a complete thought together, so I try to take projects that don't require a lot of me thinking about them. So that might be what I do at my next get together. When I next go in June, I'll just stamp labels, or maybe get them all pre-stamped and just sit and cut them out. Because last time I did some fussy cutting, I went through and found, of the few things that I've ordered over time to be printed, you know, digital kind of things, I finally got them all downloaded to the same computer, and so I printed a few off for last time and started cutting them all out. Some of them are labels like these, but they have, you know, print and stuff in there, so let's try this one. So they have just a little bit different look to them. But I just need to get them all, you know, cut out so I can use them, so I can play to my heart's content. I've got a huge stack of those die cut flowers, so that'll be fun to play with. Lots of those scraps used up. It's really nice to just finally be devoting time to this and just really getting some of these projects done and being prepped ahead, you know, so that I can be ready to do some of these. And then I also need to do another, need to do a couple more of Roxy's weekly challenge because I'm a couple weeks behind on that. And then I've got some more fun tag ideas I want to do, not just from Kathleen Maurer, but I have some of my own. So no end to the video ideas for now, which is great. Between all of my vacationing and trying to pre-film and now trying to catch up, I have not watched a lot of folks, even my the ones I'm always very faithful to watch. So don't know if any of them have noticed that I'm absent, but you know, that's just the way it is sometimes. There, okay. Is there another one I should try and show you? Let's try a Hebrew one, see how those look. I think my next video though, I found a lot of free journal supplies while I was on my trip, and also from my mother's house. So I thought I might share some of those with you. It would be a combination of freebies I found for journals, plus I've purchased some books and stuff that I definitely want to use. Okay, I'm trying to just lay these out here so you can kind of see how they look. How do these look through the camera? These tissue paper ones, you can get the idea, right? I don't need to back them on anything. And who else did I have over here? One of these, one or two. Let's try this one. These are going to be hard to store, I think, without them getting all wrinkled up. I was going to try stamping on that rice paper, but didn't get that far. You know, 45 minutes goes really fast, so you will notice that I have now extended my time on this video. So there's that one. And let's try, this one's easy to cut out, so I'll do this one really quick. I kind of like these that are a little more transparent. They just have a really interesting look to them. There's that one. And let's do one of these. Let's do one that actually turned out right. All right, so I went ahead and cut a few more out so you can kind of see how they look. Here's that one on that yellowish paper. And the one that I had, the scrap of lined paper that was a printing thing gone awry. So here's some more of these from the botanical book page. Isn't that cool when you just get a little snippet of an image, how that looks? Isn't that the coolest? Yeah, so that's it. And then I still have all of these that I did not cut out, but it would take me forever. So anyway, I think we got a good start on this project, so that's great. I'm going to have a lot of fun continuing on. So let me know what you think. Would you guys be willing to give this a try? I had to chuckle at one of my comments last time when I did the paper strips because she was like, I don't have the patience to do that many colors all at once, but it just gave me a little chuckle. It was very funny the way she said it. Quote of the day is from Charles Spurgeon. It says, "It is not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness." I have a very dirty thumb from happened last time too, didn't it? It's not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness. That's from Charles Spurgeon. So go out into the world and enjoy your day and be happy. Just have fun. Have fun creating today. Until next time, guys, be inspired and do something creative today, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye now.